super excited to be here this morning at Computex Taipei. I'm even more excited to have this opportunity to talk about big data, as well as there's big opportunities for all of us to turn big data into great experience for all of our customers. In particular, we will look at 3 examples, 3 innovative companies, how they have turned big data to deliver great experience for their customers. So let's show of hands, how many people have been to Disney World in the last year or so? Anyone? Great. So you can probably recognize this picture. So this is a box of wristband, or what Cisco calls it, the magic band. And the one in the middle, in fact, I brought it with me, is this wristband or magic band for my daughter. So when we received this in the mail, she got so excited because notice that it's in her favorite color, pink. It's actually in her size, and even has a name ingrained in the back of this magic band. So I will always remember, she said, Daddy, is this for me? I said, yes, absolutely. And I was thinking, well, what's the big deal? The big deal was that she really thought it was designed specifically for her. And that's exactly what Disney intended to be. And don't overlook this small little device. Disney actually spent over $1 billion in retrofitting its parks, its resorts, so that it works everywhere on its campground. And this system they set up has to be incorporating up to 100,000 visitors per day, or even up to 50 million users or visitors per year. And this all-in-one device doesn't just work in terms of getting into the park. It also works for access to your hotels. It also works just like your credit card or your wallet. So working all the restaurants and all the stores. But the killer app for Disney is actually the mobile app they created right on your smartphones. So based on the GPS location, it tells you where are the nearest rides and an estimated waiting time. The best part is you can actually reserve up to 3 rides at your designated time. So you just show up to the ride with no waiting time. But for Disney, it's not all altruistic, right? Based on the big data analysis, they realized that the last time they spent waiting in line, people actually spend more time at restaurants, people spend more time in their stores. And that certainly happened in our case. We ended up spending much more money than we budgeted for. But guess what? At the end, we were happy. We were extremely satisfied. It was the best Disney experience we ever had because we didn't have to stand in line. So let's take a look at what's happening behind the scenes. So for the big data for Disney to work, the system has to handle all the velocities, that is the speed of data coming in to the systems, the volume, the variety of all the data coming from different channels. And some independent analysts estimated that Disney would have accumulated up to 3 petabytes of data within a 1-year time frame. So this in turn enables Disney to tailor its services, to even personalize its services for its visitors. And I call out this as one of my first examples because it's really a really good example of cloud, mobile, social, and connected. Social, what this app allows the users to do is you can share your itineraries, share your fast passes with your friends and families, so they can also crash your parties and join you on the ride. So to recap, right, for Disney, it's all about turning big data into great customer experience, right? And certainly won the heart and mind of my daughter. She's sold. She's like, Daddy, we're going back to Disney again. All right. So you said, that was fun and entertaining, but do you have anything more mission critical, a little more serious? Well, it turns out I do. I have this Philips toothbrush, right? What could be more mission critical than in the morning before you head out to work or before you go on a big date, right? Guys, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, he's looking over. It's like, yeah, speak for yourself. So with that, let's turn to the video for how Philips talks about its
Well, I think the
toothbrush.
role of CIO is in the middle of a huge change. And now we're connecting. We're connecting our devices, we're connecting our customers, and suddenly the playground has dramatically expanded, and the impact you potentially have is so much bigger than it was before. Our ambition is to be entirely driven by the needs of our customers. We believe that the way we're going to sell is not by selling something directly to you, it's by first engaging you. So basically we're going back to that one-on-one relationship where people knew you, but now we're doing it on a scale of 100 million. And that's where I believe the big opportunity is. Speed is the new currency for business. You gotta move fast, and you gotta be bold. Time to get innovation to market is everything. And especially in a world where, the winners tend to take more and more. The Salesforce environment is really easy to develop. We have many examples where we build stuff that would have taken months or sometimes years that we put together in days. Tapping into that means changing the way you run your company, changing the way you do sales, changing the way you do marketing. So immediately look at it from the perspective of, in this case, marketing cloud, sales cloud, and service cloud. People start creating applications, they start creating solutions that will leverage our connected lamps, our connected home cookers, our connected toothbrush. Basically, we don't see it as a toothbrush anymore. We see it as part of an ecosystem that may include helping people to have a much healthier lifestyle. If you look at light today, it's digital. You can completely control that light. You can have 60 million colors. You can illuminate the Bay Bridge here in San Francisco. So Salesforce is very much into the core of our value chain. Every MRI, every X-ray machines we have out there is connected. So we collect a lot of information about how these devices are being used. So we can have an MRI, giving us an early warning sign initiated by a message from the MRI into our service center, which is powered by the Service Cloud. And then through Chatter, we can engage with the hospital. So if you can watch screens together, talk to each other, and ultimately also look at each other while you're talking, is really for us the next stage of how to run a company. As an organization, you always need to be one step ahead. And you can only do that by being very close to what your customers need and constantly exploring how you can take that to the next level. We've set up a digital accelerator lab, and Salesforce is actually a partner in that. No, we're pushing each other. That's the whole idea, and that's why we have not just people from Salesforce there. We have our design folks, we have R&D. We come to great new ideas, things that you would never be able to do on your own. So you get people to move by painting a very compelling vision. We can come back and articulate a solution that our customers haven't thought of yet. If we can work with people like Salesforce, we can actually do this, and we can do it fast, and every day we're getting a little bit closer to where we want to be.
Philips is a great customer and also a great partner of Salesforce.com. So again, similar to Disney, Philips no longer views the toothbrush as just an ordinary toothbrush. It's really thinking about this become the next generation of engagement, where they can engage and talk and having a conversation with every one of their customers. And they want to be able to do that one-on-one interactions at the scale of 100 million. And one thing they touched upon is about building an ecosystems, right? So it's not just the toothbrush collecting how many times you brushed, when you brushed, or how you brushed. It's about the ability to share that information with your physicians, with your dentist, in order to improve your life, your health, your healthier lifestyle. And this also touches upon privacy and data security, which I will touch upon later in the presentation. So again, these little things turns out can make a big difference, right, and deliver a great customer experience. So why is this all happening? So we are actually, in fact, what many calls it the third wave of computing. The first wave is mainframe. The second generation is client server. The third generation is what people call it the Internet of Things, or Cisco calls it the Internet of Everything. It is a convergence of four major disruptive technologies: social, cloud, mobile, and connected. And the interactions amongst all those four disruptive technologies. Take, for example, social. It's not just people talking to people anymore. It's people talking to machines, machine talking to people, as well as machine talking to machines on your behalf. And this is what Salesforce calls it, the Internet of Customers. Why is the Internet of Customers? Because we believe behind every tweet, every post, every device, every application is a customer. Internet of Customers really empowers us to engage our customers in an entirely new way. The Philips example is an example of connected service. We also work with companies like Caterpillar in delivering connected cells. Specifically, their equipment, right, focus on constructions or farming, right? By placing sensors into their equipment, they can ahead of time predict when a machine is going to go down. By reducing the amount of time of downtime, they increase the yield rate of a farming operation, so the yield rate of a construction. And another example is Hewlett-Packard. Right? How many people have run out of toners when you're about to print your critical documents, right? So in the near future, your printer will be able to log a ticket on your behalf, right? So interested toner vendors then go ahead and offer you a sales and directly deliver to your mobile device. So with a simple click, you can go ahead and purchase that toner and have it arrived ahead of time before you run out of your toners. So to recap, the difference between Internet of Things and Internet of Customers. With Internet of Customers, it's not just about data or big data. It's all about engagement. It's all about having the conversation with our customers. And that's the reason Salesforce is introducing Salesforce One. It is our platform, our cloud platform, that powers our very own award-winning cloud applications. Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Marketing Cloud. In fact, Marketing Cloud is the very same cloud that Microsoft is using to power its campaigns as part of the announcement, strategic partnership announcement we did last Thursday. But what's the opportunity for all of us? We're opening up the platform via APIs. So you too can create amazing customer applications right on our platform. Applications that we probably even haven't thought of, but you could make it possible. So 3 key requirements, 3 key capabilities of the Salesforce platform. Number 1, trust, right? It's all about security and privacy. In order to connect everyone to everything, trust is number 1. So Salesforce is certified against all the major data privacy and security standards. It is also certified with some of the toughest, strictest data privacy laws in the world, including the ones in European Union, in Germany, and Japan. Lastly, just last week, Salesforce platform actually received the US government's first ever certification called FedRAMP, R-A-M-P. The first vendor received the certifications for software as a service and platform as a service. It's a key certifications for any cloud vendors to do business with the US government. Number 2, scalability. Whether it's the example of Philips or Disney, things have to work at the internet scales. So for Salesforce, we transacted over 86 billion transactions last quarter, and it's only growing exponentially. To put it in perspective, that's more than Facebook shares or Twitter posts or Instagram upload per minute. Lastly, it is also the fastest path from ideas to next generation apps. It's how fast you can actually take advantage of the APIs and build amazing apps, right? So for Salesforce, it turns out you only need to focus building the app once, and it will run on browsers. It will run on all your mobile devices, Android, iOS, iPhone, iPad, and soon, Microsoft Mobile's platform, also part of our strategic announcement last Thursday with Microsoft. So you all have to develop just once, and it work across all the devices. It's social. It's inherently social. With the Salesforce platform, it comes with the enterprise social applications. Think of Facebook, right, where you share photos with your friends, your families. With Salesforce, the social layer we call Chatter enables you to share, collaborate on documents, on customer records, all in the feed, all on your mobile devices. And that's why we're ranked number 1 in platform as a service by Forrester's, IDC's, and all the major, and Gartner, right? Because think about all the security and privacy and scalability. It's all built in if you build an application on the platform. So with that, let's roll the final video, or our final example.
Science is a very stressful endeavor because you have to fail a lot before you actually are successful. So anything that allows you to go through as much work as possible in the shortest period of time is going to help you get to that successful experiment a lot faster.
New England Biolabs produces enzymes that cut and modify DNA and started to make those commercially available to the scientific community.
We developed a model several years ago where we were putting freezers of our products out at our customers' sites. Those freezers, that inventory was never interactive with us. We didn't know what they were using until they called to refill it. So last year we went to Dreamforce and listened to how others were using Salesforce and the platform, thinking about ways to connect in not only their people, but also their product. And we came back in and started thinking, what would our freezers tell us? If we could connect it into our Salesforce environment, how would that help us become more responsive to our customers? It's almost like an ATM for enzymes.
They would go to the freezer, look to see where the product is. They would authenticate themselves, pull the product out, scan the product, lock the door, confirm that they've received it, and head back to the lab. That simple workflow process could save them days.
The combined platforms of Heroku and Force.com, we just had to connect it to the freezer itself. In less than 30 days, we had it up and running.
What's exciting to us about Salesforce as a platform is how quickly we've been able to move from a legacy and siloed environment of a number of different applications that didn't talk to each other. Something that's unified and helps us see our customers in the same way that they see us.
We can look for trends across our customers who are using products together, perhaps that we haven't noticed before, and that may allow us to bundle those products together or perhaps modify those products that will service the customer in a different way.
By connecting to Salesforce, you're extending your business process directly to the connected customer.
The scientists we sell our products to are really working on the building blocks for understanding how disease works, for understanding how life evolves.
We're helping that researcher get to that eureka moment eventually faster, then we're very happy.
Great. For New England labs, obviously, their customers is scientists who are doing DNA research around the globe. So they may not have the 100 million scientists, which would be great to have that number, but one of their unique challenge is that they're geographically dispersed, right, across different continents. Through Salesforce, you can connect all those data into one accessible locations that we can access anytime on any browser, on any mobile device. And the other thing that's touched upon is how they're leveraging big data to discover trends and patterns. And they can use those data, those nuggets, those insights to further improve their product and modify their product to deliver even better service. And lastly, it's about connecting to various systems, right? There's no one system or application that does everything. So you needed a system that's flexible enough for you to connect to other cloud systems as well as on-premise legacy systems. So again, we're seeing the three examples how little things can make a big difference in delivering great customer experience. To conclude my presentation, I'd like to borrow one of the quotes from Disney. The chairman of Disney Parks says, "It's not about the technology, or it's not even just about the big data. It's about the magic it creates," right? So I think for all of us, I think the application is about what about the cures you may be able to help us discover, or customers, right? You can help us better serve. So yes, little things can make a big difference. So as we spend our remaining times at Computex, I would like to encourage everyone to think big, to dream up. What are your little things that can make a big difference in delivering truly amazing experiences for all of our customers? Thank you.